The NHL is terrified of the Devils. Matchup set deja vu. What to look for, what not to look for, what to hope for. All that, let's chat. Welcome in to Devils Digest. Feel free to click the subscribe button. Round 1, matchup 1 set. Devils Hurricanes. Carolina opening up minus 275. New Jersey clear underdogs plus 220. Now, before you freak out and panic and see that, oh, Devils are big underdogs, this isn't good, Vegas doesn't like them, just know, no game, no series has ever been decided by the books. So don't look too much into that. Look into the season series. Pretty almost as even as you can get. Both teams won 2 games. Both teams won their home games. The score was 4-2 in 3 of the 4 games. Carolina scored 1 extra goal. A 5-2 loss. Now, they haven't met since December. A lot's changed since then. Playoffs are different. Neither team has their best player. You could argue Carolina did it twice. Neither team has their best player. They haven't played since December. So, look into it. Pretty close, pretty even, but, it's been a little bit. Playoffs are different. Now, Carolina, series is opening up in Carolina. They're a tremendous home team. They've won 31 games this year at home. It's tough to win in Carolina. You go ahead, you look at the Devils, not a huge difference. They're kind of the same at home and away. They have pretty similar records. So, it doesn't favor the Devils as much. Now, Carolina, obviously, they want the home ice. They play matchups. They probably do it better than anyone else in the NHL. They love to put Jordan Staal's line on your top line. They love to play that shutdown game. They have a bunch of defensemen. That's Carolina's game. That's how they want to be built. Carolina doesn't care as much about their personnel. They want to be where those underlying numbers are. They want to be toward the top. Nobody moves off of players quicker than Carolina does. You look at, obviously, the Rantanen trade that they made, the Nature's trade that they made. They're okay moving off these, high-skilled, talented players. Putting them on other teams and being, towards the top in terms of expected goals for, expected goals against, being at the top of those type of numbers. Now, when you look at this series, and obviously Devils seem like the big underdogs right now, and I think a lot of that is because of what those underlying numbers look like. Go ahead, take a look at this. Obviously, Carolina, number 1 in the NHL in expected goals for. New Jersey not too far behind at number 4. Look, just know, when you look at, the underlying numbers, the analytics, Carolina is going to be toward the top, if not number 1 in all of them. All the important ones, they are toward the top. That's just how they build their team. The past 4 or 5 seasons, they've been toward the top in almost all of them. So that's how they build their team. Like I said, care a lot less about the personnel. We can move off of Mikko Rantanen. We can move off of Martin Necas. We don't need to re-sign Jake Gensel, and we'll be okay. Now, here's the next stat that I want to bring up. Goals from high danger shots. Carolina drops. Actually, New Jersey's ahead of them. And you look at the teams that are ahead. Washington, Winnipeg, Tampa Bay. These teams, a lot more caring about their personnel, the type of players that they have, the skill that they have. Go ahead, look at the rosters, or I should say forward groups. Let's bring up the Devils first. Why not? You look at the Devils forward group. Just take a look for a second. Kind of, go through it, scan it out. Then you go over here to Carolina. Go ahead, do the same things. Scan it out. When you look at these forward groups, and you see Carolina being heavy favorites in this series, do you see a huge difference in terms of stars? Is there a huge difference with either team? Because for me, I really don't see one whatsoever. I mean, obviously, Carolina's got some nice players. They have Aho, Jarvis, Jackson Blake's had a nice year. Look at New Jersey. Hischier, Meier, 88 points from Jesper, Bratt. There doesn't seem to feel, a huge change in terms of star power. New Jersey and Carolina's forward groups are fairly similar. Carolina, obviously, towards the top in terms of chances and, letting up chances. Carolina might have a better defense. But in terms of star power and goal scoring, the Devils and Hurricanes are right around the same. I mean, they both lost their best player, their best offensive players. They're right around the same. So when you look at that, I think it shows your personnel does matter. I mean, go ahead and take a look at this stat too. Here are power play rankings on the season. New Jersey, top 5 power play. If you look all the way down at the bottom there, that's Carolina, 24. Behind teams like San Jose, Calgary, worst offense in the NHL, Columbus. I mean, you look at Carolina's team, and obviously, in terms of, the underlying numbers, they're toward the top. In terms of the league, they have a better team in terms of, standings. You look at all those things, but you look personnel-wise, they're pretty close. Like, if I looked at those two rosters or those two forward groups, and I didn't know what, the standings were, I think, I would say if you told me New Jersey was ahead of Carolina, I would agree with that. I wouldn't be shocked. And when you go ahead and look at Carolina for the past, 5 seasons, top team, conference finals, winning divisions, you see all those things and you go, wow, okay, they're another contending team. Playoffs come around. They struggle. I mean, you go back to the 2 series that they've lost. The New York Rangers last season, Carolina outshot them every game. Carolina outchanced them every single game. Carolina lost that series. And you go, why'd they lose that series? Well, New York had more stars. At the end of the day, New York had more stars. New York had Igor Shesterkin. New York had Adam Fox. New York had Artemi Panarin. New York had Chris Kreider. You look at New York had more stars. Carolina didn't have it. Go back the year before, conference finals, Florida. Carolina, yet again, outplayed Florida in terms of chances and the underlying numbers. Carolina was a better team. Florida swept them. So when you look at, Carolina's overall team and the underlying numbers being really good, you look at how they handle personnel. Moving off Martin Necas, moving off Mikko Rantanen, and what you get back for this season is a third-line player. That's what you got back. Now, when I look at previous Stanley Cup winning teams, can you name me one team that has traded their best forward twice in one season, got back a third liner, and went on to win the Stanley Cup? Because I can't think of one. So that's my genuine question. If you could maybe put that in the comments, let me know. Now, this episode video isn't so much to be, bashing on Carolina and saying, Carolina is a good team. No, they are a good team. But when I look at the personnel, let's just bring it up again. When I look at the personnel, I like New Jersey better down the middle. I like New Jersey a lot in the top 6. I think Jesper Bratt is probably a better forward than any player on the Hurricanes. So when I look at those things, and I go look at Carolina, I don't see where you can kind of tell me that, this is a quick series. Carolina's heavily favored. I do think the Devils are going to win this series. They're going to get Dougie Hamilton back from what it sounds like. They have the better goaltending. I like the Devils in this series. Now, I mean, you go ahead, you look at Frederik Andersen. He keeps getting hurt. He's a little bit, slower because of the injuries. Doesn't move in the net as well as he maybe once did. I go to the Devils, top 5 goaltending tandem in the league. Now, you're going to need it to not be at tandem. You're going to need to be Jacob Markstrom. Because once you start changing the goalies and, going away from your starter, it means something isn't going right. And you need Jacob Markstrom to be your best player in this series. You need Jacob Markstrom to, steal a game. You're going to need the power play to come up big. I mean, clearly Devils have a significant advantage in terms of power play, in terms of special teams. The Devils are going to need that power play to, produce. They're going to have to find a way to get around a goal per game on the power play. That's how you're going to win this series. Because Carolina, defensively, they don't let up many chances. So you're going to have to find a way to find those chances in other ways. And that's how the Rangers beat them last year. The Rangers were very good on the power play. Their stars came up. Maybe didn't get the same type of chances like this Devils team might not get those chances. They got to convert. And I just showed you in terms of high-scoring chances, Devils convert more than Carolina does. So when I look at those things, and I look at, Carolina's personnel group, I really do like the Devils in this series. Both missing their star player, or don't have their star player. One team doesn't have it anymore. The other one, obviously, Devils, Jack Hughes is hurt. When I look at those things, I do like New Jersey in this series. I like how they have the better goaltending. I like them down the middle. I like that they probably have, the better forward. I like those things with the Devils. Defensively, look, you're going to get Dougie Hamilton back from what it sounds like. He's going to be back for game 1. That'll be huge for the power play because the power play is going to have to come up in this series. And then, you kind of take out Seamus Casey, who's going to probably make some extra mistakes. Skilled player upside, but probably some extra mistakes that Dougie Hamilton probably wouldn't make. So huge for Dougie Hamilton. Early, matchup look at Devils Hurricanes. Gonna get started in Raleigh. Carolina, very good home team. Got to find a way to get at least one of those games. Don't want to go down 2-0 and, force yourself to go 4-1 at worst the rest of the way. So, got to go get one of those games. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know how you like this matchup, what you think of this matchup. Let me know down below, and I'll see you guys real soon. Hopefully, you guys click subscribe, and, we'll chat very soon. All right, see you guys.